Welcome back to Cookie Cutter to Custom. This video will feature living room customizing ideas for Michelle from Charlotte, North Carolina. Before we get started, let me review a few notes and goals for this video. Recommendations are made based on photos and notes provided from the homeowner. Solutions offered are meant to be as cost-effective as possible. Ideas presented are meant to be simple and DIY oriented. Suggestions are meant to inspire homeowners to start customizing. Now let's review the notes that Michelle provided to me with the photographs. Her formal living room is rarely used, and it is one of the first rooms people see when they come in the front of the house. She would love it to be a family-friendly space. It is connected to the dining room. When they are hosting large groups, they can expand the dining room area here by adding tables. She's not sure what to do with the 4 slipper chairs in the room, and there is a piano in the room which you may not notice in the pictures. Okay, so here are the first 2 slipper chairs, and you can notice there is sort of an animal print on these chairs, and I believe these are the 2 that she would be interested in changing. And the next picture shows very similar chairs which have a pretty nice navy blue finish to them, which is a really nice pop of color in this space. When we look at the next wall, we can see a fairly heirloom to the left, which is a beautiful cabinet, a nice couch, and greenery, which is always wonderful in a space, with a very nice end table to the right-hand side of the couch there. This picture also gives us a wonderful look at those hardwood floors. There's a lot of varying color in the floor, but they are quite beautiful. When I heard that Michelle said that her family likes to entertain a lot, I first started researching for a table that has an adjustable height. And I found this one online, and I chose it for a couple of reasons. First, the color of the tabletop really complements the floor. The silver on the bottom has sort of an industrial feel, but it really plays off of the silver accent she has in her light fixtures. The other reason was that it is able to be at sort of a low height, which could be a great opportunity for a fun family game space. So here is where those 4 slipper chairs come in. This table could be placed towards the center of the room with the slipper chairs around it. Now, of course, the table would be placed at a lower height since it is adjustable, and this could be a great space for a card game or a board game. Now, this particular table I did find online for the price of just $2.99. So it's really money very well spent, and in just a moment you're going to see why. For those nights where they are going to have a dinner party, this table not only can get higher, but it can be folded out to a full-size dining table. So this will definitely come in handy for those nights that they are going to be hosting their dinner parties of 20 or more people. So I thought that made this a great value for this family. Because I know that having items that are part of their decor be very personal, I thought it made perfect sense for them to consider going to Shutterfly, and for about $20, having a deck of cards made customized with pictures of their family. Now, you're just seeing one image here that I selected from the Shutterfly website, but there are certainly a lot of different options that they can choose from. And when they're not playing cards, they might want to take that deck that they had customized for their family and store it in a front opening window or shadow box like the one you see pictured here. Now, you can get this one at Michael's fairly inexpensively, especially if you have one of their 50% off coupons. But it would be really neat to get one in a small size, say 5x7 or 4x6, to put the deck of cards in when you're not playing with them. Now, after the kids go to bed and the adults want to kind of go back in time and have a little fun in this entertaining space, I present to you the iCade, which is a play on words for arcade. And if you haven't seen one of these, they're fairly neat, pretty inexpensive. I believe they're about under $40 or so. This particular one I found on Amazon.com, but an iPad slips right in, and through Bluetooth, you're able to use the controls to play some of your favorite video games from when you were younger. So this I thought was a great idea. Nice and small, can be stowed away when you're not entertaining, and a lot of fun for people to play at the table that you either still have open from your dinner or perhaps folded up and lowered back at a seating level with your slipper chairs. Now, just in case this is a family that likes football, another fun thing to recommend is this Nerf Football Rug. Now you can see it comes in a nice neat storage bag that you can keep in a nearby closet, but when you have bad weather outside or you just want some good old family fun time and you want to get in the spirit of the football season, this is a great game that's about 58 inches by 31 that you can lay out on the floor and have a little football fun. Now this next game can be appealing for kids as well as adults for those evenings that you're entertaining, and it is a shuffleboard rug that rolls up for easy storage, and you can go ahead and unroll it right in that game room or even perhaps in the hallway that's right next to this formal living room that you want to make more into a fun room. So that's another item to consider that's fairly inexpensive, around $40 or so depending on where you purchase it. That can really be a lot of fun. Now I didn't forget about that beautiful white couch that you saw in the room, and one thing to jazz up the space is to get some fun throw pillows for the couch. For example, you see this one pictured here, which is a domino, and typically these types of pillows are reversible. So if you want to kind of make the room feel a little more serious or formal, you can flip it over and it will be plain black. But I also found this other pillow that has puzzle pieces on it, because in a space like this where families are coming together, they're not always just playing games, but they might even be putting a puzzle together. Now, another tip is that if your family is working on a puzzle, is you can buy a special adhesive to keep the pieces together and frame it and put it up on the wall. So that's another thing to consider. Now, this last picture is a picture of a stencil that I found online of a checkerboard. And if you were feeling up to it, you could certainly paint a checkerboard image on one of those end tables that we saw pictured in this space. If you're okay with doing that, this might be a great idea because you have a end table that is still functional as an end table. But for those opportunities that you want to play a nice game of checkers, if you could go ahead and paint an image of a checkerboard on the table, that might make it more fun. And I believe that stencil is just around $5. I'd like to give a very special thanks to Michelle from Charlotte, North Carolina, for giving me the opportunity to make some recommendations on how to customize her space. If you have an area in your home that you'd like some ideas on how to customize, email me at cookiecuttertocustom@gmail.com.